live on YouTube. No, we're not. That's bollocks. We are live now on YouTube, I think. Who knows? Maybe we are. Let me share this on Twitter or X, I suppose you call it now. Dun, 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 dun. Say hello if you're there. Welcome. I always do this every time I just say welcome 3 times. I don't know, it's quite strange. It's quite a strange little thing to do, but there we go. Just gonna share this on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it these days. And then I'll be right with you guys. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Alternate 13th, Cybernova DW. Alaya Lynn, Alan Stewart, Dan Toothpick, Mark Mangan. Welcome to the stream, everyone. So before we crack on, I will just say that unfortunately my one that I ordered of the 14th Dr. Sonic Screwdriver, it hasn't arrived. I was so annoyed. I was really hoping that people started to get theirs today, and I thought maybe it's going to arrive and it'll be perfect for the stream, but no, it'll probably arrive tomorrow, and then I've got a whole week to wait. But the good thing is, it means that I can get 2 weeks of content out of it. This week talking about it, next week just waving it in front of the camera to get views. So that works. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Mark Mangan asks, have you ever watched The Lighthouse? I might watch it tonight. It's one of my favourite films, so definitely watch it. It's brilliant. I'm eating pot pies, by the way. Chums fans 1, 2, 4, 3. Welcome to the stream. Bro Josh Hill. If we share videos of this stream on X, they're now called X videos. Oh dear. It won't arrive on stream. Unfortunately, this isn't. I'm not in a house here. I can't just run to the front door. I'm part of a building, and there's a fucking mailroom somewhere. If it hasn't arrived already, it's not arriving today. Unfortunately. Well, you have my absolute guarantee, Bad Wolf 4, that maybe other people will do it before then, but this time next week, next Tuesday, when I do have the Sonic Screwdriver toy, I will be doing shit with it on stream, and you'll see it in the dark and in the light and all of that lovely stuff. So if you want to see a proper demo and just live tell someone what to do with it, then I mean, that's becoming a bit of a cam show now, isn't it? I feel like I'm a bit whoring myself out for money a little bit there. We're not even money, really, just views, people, just attention, really. Yeah, well, I've just come back in from work, and I don't want to get hungry during the live stream, so I'm eating a pork pie now. Sausage rolls and now pot pies, really living the life. I am, Doug, thank you, I am living the life. Pot pies are the best. Only views, yeah, that's true. Probably messing around with it. I could do a review on it, but I don't know. Yeah, it's fair. I don't want to do a review on it. I don't want to do videos. I will just do live streams like this. So yeah, if you're not familiar with what we do on Tuesdays nowadays, I will direct you over to another little page. This is just the sort of thrill of being able to live stream weekly, both on YouTube and on Twitch. Joining a mukbang. Thank you. So basically what we do on Tuesdays now, if you're not familiar with what we do on this channel and all that sort of thing now, basically start a live stream here every Tuesday, 7 PM till about 7:30, and then at 7:30 we migrate over to Twitch and we play some video games, and we just continue the same conversations and banter and whatever you want to call it. So yeah, if you are interested in joining along, we're going to be playing Portal 2 today. We're going to be starting a brand new playthrough, so come and join us. You're not going to join halfway through. It's a great game. It's a game I loved growing up. one I haven't played in years. So I'm very excited to be playing it in just a little bit. But yeah, feel free to look at the link in the chat, twitch.tv/gbsheard. Jump over there, drop me a follow. It should appear on the screen here. If it doesn't, then I'll be having words with someone. And then, yeah, we'll be going live over on Twitch in about half an hour-ish. And then we'll be playing Portal 2 for about 2.5 hours. So you can join in, same conversations, rant about the lack of 14th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver in your mail to your heart's content. Oh, bloody hell. That pork pie's come back to haunt me. But yeah. Here we are. Here we are. I'm going to stop like Twitter in the background so it doesn't distract me. What happened to fish fingers and custards? I've only had it. I actually have tried it a few times, and it's not that bad. But I don't think I'd like actually sit and make it for the beginning of a live stream, especially when I've only been in the house about 20 minutes. I've been straight stalking all the character ops on social medias for a restock. It's not going to happen for a few months. The restock, I've heard. I mean, I don't know how accurate that is, but that's coming from character options, so I'm presuming it's relatively accurate. Full of pot with pies. Don't ever see Ninja eating pork pies on stream. How unique. Exactly, right? Exactly. I think that's the thing you have to take away from this is, do you want a stream that's entirely polished and looks all fancy and brilliant, or do you want a stream where a northerner just kind of rants on for a little bit about Doctor Who, begs you to watch his Twitch stream and just eat pork pies for half an hour? I think that's quite interesting. So, I mean, not half an hour, they lasted about 5 minutes, if that, really. But yeah. That's fun. Missed out on the Sonic, unfortunately, as I wake up about 3 PM every day. Oh, that's annoying. I'll go Portal 2, yes. Can't wait to play Portal 2. It's been a few years since I've played that. Yeah, I really haven't... I think the last time I did play it. I played Portal, the original, on stream last year. When the Twitch channel was kind of dying and I was kind of letting it just do its thing. Whereas now, we're actually doing it actively every single week. We've actually finished a whole playthrough. I can't believe that. The Last of Us. We've played every single part of The Last of Us now. The original game, which means we've done an actual complete game playthrough on Twitch. We do have it available on YouTube as well for you to watch back. I don't know why you'd want to watch back any of it, but here is... a link to the channel if you were interested, but no expectations there. We just post all of our YouTube shorts and all of our live streams on there after they've gone live on Twitch. So yeah, if you want to follow that, you're more than welcome to, but I'd rather you come and support live along with us in about half an hour, well, about 20 minutes or so when we migrate over to Twitch and play Portal 2. Crying and not playing the adventure games again. I feel like I've done the adventure games to death now. I mean, I did the adventure games way back when on YouTube, and I did... Oh god, I realise I'm wearing glasses again today. Oh my god, that's the first time I've done it on stream in a while. Bloody hell. Not that's a bad thing, I just realised that that's not my image. Yeah, the adventure games are good, but I played them on stream last year for like a charity thing, like a very small scale charity event thing, marathon, where I basically played the adventure games for like 8 hours. Until I finished all of them from beginning to end, so that was quite fun. But yeah, I think I've done the adventure games for a little while. Someone mentioned the Eternity Clock at one point in time. It may happen, it may not, who knows. But come along and support the Twitch and follow me on Twitter so you get a chance to vote on what we pick next. Now, you could argue that, yes, George, I did vote on Twitter and we picked a different game. Well, I didn't really fancy playing Spider-Man Miles Morales again today. I was like, I want to start a new playthrough, proper serious one. So yeah, I was looking forward to doing Portal 2. It's been a while since I played that. Everyone knows it, really. It's quite a well-known game, so it's good. I hate custard, yet fish fingers and custard wasn't half bad when I had it. It's interesting that actually fish fingers makes you like custards more. Opinions on Torchwood. Well, you can watch all my Torchwood reactions on the channel. I did that a few years ago. I like it. I think it's good. I think it's like got some really good bits in it, but you know, I don't want it to come back. and if it does, it needs to be renamed to something different, a whole new thing. It's been many, many years since Torchwood. It's been over 10 years now since the last Torchwood series, so I think it's time to let it go a little bit. Big Finish will continue milking it for the next 10 years, I'm sure, but, you know, it's for TV, I think. If we were going to bring Torchwood back, I think I'd rather them do something a little bit different, maybe like a unit, like team or something. Have you seen my Doctor Who documentary? You know, funny you say that. I have actually seen bits of it. I haven't seen the whole thing because I just haven't got the time to sit and watch YouTube at the minute. But I did catch a bit of it and it looked great. So congrats on putting it together. I can't really give you my official thoughts, but you know, good on you, man. That's a really good thing to work on, and it's great to see the community still thriving and doing new and different things. So yeah, it's a great thing to do, and the fact that you've finished a project and got it out there is more than what most people can do, so good for you. I probably started playing Blood of the Cybermen earlier, but for some reason the keycard wasn't appearing on the Cyber Slave, so I gave up after much annoyance. There you go. Have you played The Lonely Assassins? I did, but I have a very strong grievance with that game. So you can bug me another time. I mean, maybe I'll talk about that later on Twitch if you want to know my thoughts on the Lonely Assassins game. I have some very strong negative associations with that game, and I can talk about why. I'm just like, it just tires me, honestly. But yeah, I have played it. Would you like to see Russell write The Weeping Angels? No, I want Russell to write some new stuff. I like The Weeping Angels. I feel like we got our fair share of them in Flux. And I wouldn't mind seeing them again at some point, but I'm not too crazy on seeing them again, just dealt the same card. Like Village of Angels was good, don't get me wrong, but I quite like something original now with the Angels. I feel like that was always a big thing with the Angels when they came back in Series 5, is that they didn't do them the same way they did in Blink. It was very different, like, kind of story, and since then it's either been one or the other. It's either been a kind of Blinky kind of story, or it's been like, I'm just getting the dust off the top of my monitor there, you can really see it's disgusting. Great to do on camera. But I think since then, like Village of the Angels, Angels Take Manhattan, and any other subsequent appearance of the Weeping Angels, just kind of been like, by the numbers, what you know about the Weeping Angels, trying to add more to the lore. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Angels Take Manhattan, I like Village of Angels. I think they're both standout episodes because the Weeping Angels are great monsters, but I don't want to overuse them. I think give it a couple years now before we do it, and then bring it back and do something original and different with it. I like the first 2 seasons of Torchwood, I presume. Yeah, I quite like the first 2 seasons as well. I think the second season is better than the first. There's a lot of weird tension throughout. And I haven't watched it since the whole Barron thing, so I feel like I'd probably like it less because of that now, which is just always unfortunate when that sort of thing happens. Favourite Sarah Jane Adventures episode? I don't really have one. It's been a long, long time since I've seen a Sarah Jane Adventures episode. I feel like any of the ones with the Doctor in were very exciting and different. So those were the ones that I think appeal to me the most. But yeah. If you want to do the audios, actually, George, the Big Finish continuation is actually really good and feels like a new show almost. So I'd recommend that if you're ever considering some Big Finish, the Among Us series. My thing with Big Finish, I really love it for people who are into it. It's just not my cup of tea, and I don't like the reliance on it. You know, I think that, like, if the TV show wants to deviate from something already established in the audios, it should be able to without harsh criticism and like 3 Radio Times articles. I think it's something like, if I was a Doctor Who writer, I wouldn't want to have to keep within the confines of every audio story ever written, because there are really so many and they are very expensive. So I think that because of that, it's a little bit inaccessible and it puts me off. I've listened to a few, and everyone I've listened to I've loved, but it's just not a medium that I particularly enjoy, especially as much as TV or film. Like, that's something that really appeals to me, whereas Big Finish doesn't as much. And it's no criticism on the people behind it. I think it's a phenomenal thing that they've been able to do, bringing on so many people from the past of Doctor Who, getting Christopher Eccleston back, how exciting. For me, I prefer to just stick to the established show. It's not a bad thing at all. Again, it's no like criticism to people who work at Big Finish or people who enjoy Big Finish. It's just not for me. And when it comes to characters coming back, it kind of lessens the effect if they show up in the main show. If Christopher Eccleston showed up in the 60th special, he's not, right? No chance, because that just would never happen. But if Chris Eccleston showed up in the 60th, it would be amazing. It would be absolutely amazing. It would have been more amazing if there wasn't like 5 or 6 seasons of him doing Big Finish before this. I think it's the same thing with Tennant, because Tennant's coming back, oh, it's so exciting, but everyone feels a little bit like fatigued with David Tennant. I know everyone's excited for the 60th, we know that. I am, everyone else is, cool. But I know some people were a bit fatigued by David Tennant because he's appeared all the way through 13's era, had loads of Big Finish stories, Time Lord Victorious, some other stuff like the Out of Time ones. He's like very much the centerpiece of a lot of Big Finish stories in the last few years. The video games he's appeared in and voiced in. So him coming back wasn't that big of a surprise or a twist. It was cool, but it was probably the most likely thing. It was probably the most likely scenario to happen out of all those like doctors coming back. It was going to be Tennant, wasn't it? So it's that's what I mean about Big Finish. It's a very long-winded answer, but it's not really my thing, and I feel like the more I listen to and the more I take in and understand in terms of canon, the less exciting it is when they do eventually reappear in the show. But in some cases it works differently, like Paul McGann didn't get that, and probably will never will get a Doctor Who spin-off or any sort of chance to sort of flex his acting muscles on screen other than like Power of the Doctor, Night of the Doctor, and the TV movie. So it's great that he's had like loads of audio stories, because you can have all that and he can have his own companions and it's all separate and it doesn't have to fit within canon because it's when the show is off air, so it works really well. So there's exceptions to it. It's just not my medium particularly. If there was a classic monster to return, what one would you want? And would you want something new done with them so it was distinctively different? Yeah, I think when you're going to bring back a classic monster, you have to do something a bit new with it. You can't just rehash the same old story. That's why, when they brought the Daleks back, they kind of took the concept of the Big Finish audio like Jubilee to do like Dalek. Because it was something new and different and refreshing and something we hadn't seen with the Daleks before that in the classic era. Cybermen is kept relatively the same, I think. It's relatively safe. But I think if you're going to bring back something big... a good example, the Macra, right? The Macra, very minor role in Gridlock, but they are there. They are the sort of big monster villains of that story. They are very different to how they are in the original The Macra Terror. But that's intentional, and that's in-universe. And it feels nice because they sort of bring them back and give a good homage to it, and it sort of bridges that gap between those probably 40... 50 years maybe between those episodes. It made the most sense, not 50 years, probably about 40, maybe even 30. So yeah, that was quite cool, and I liked that. As a kid, it got me more interested in Classic Who, even if I never watched it. So if you're going to bring back a classic monster, definitely do something new, but don't make it a completely different monster and whatever. Like, have some connection there that viewers can enjoy. Do you own all the collection box sets? I've only got season 8, 10 and 12. I do, I think, have all of them now. I collected them, I caught up a few years ago, and then I've bought everyone that's come out since. So, I'm not sure. I think I do have all of them though. I can't really check. So, I'll have a quick look now actually. You asked, I'm going to deliver. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shout it at the microphone. In fact, I'm going to bring the microphone over here with me. Hello, hello, hello. You're coming with me. I'm going to read out my collection. I've got... Oh, Christ, this is a mess. I thought this was going to be easier. I've got season 2. I've got season 9, 8, 10, 12... Oh, shit. 14, 17, 18, 19, 22... Christ, there's a lot. 23, 24 and 26. So I think that's everyone that's been released thus far. And then I've also got all the new series bar season 9, or series 9 even, on Steelbook. Because the series 9 Steelbook is a pain in the arse to get. So I haven't got that one. It's very expensive and they've never re-released it. So yeah, that's that. Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed my Big Finish collection reading there. But yeah, that's that. Where are we? That shot in the tunnel in Village of Angels was great. Yeah, there was some really great cinematography in Village of Angels and a lot of really new and interesting ways of using the angels, and that sort of aesthetic was just perfect. I really like that, but, you know, yeah, it was cool. I didn't like when they kept reversing shots, though. That was a bit clunky. I wish you were very poggers K-hole. Like, cheers. Yeah, cheers for that. Interesting how the YouTube stream is usually a Doctor Who discussion, the roots of the channel, moving over to the stream is a modern version of the channel with new conversations about other things. It's always the way with YouTube, isn't it? I mean, the channel always goes with whatever the person who's behind it wants to do, and the fact of the matter is, like, I did Doctor Who for many years. This channel never started as a Doctor Who channel. It was never going to end as a Doctor Who channel. I mean, it might do. But it's something that I've grown with and accumulated a good community and a good following of people, and I think it's great to see people on board and enthusiastic and back on it and wanting to talk about Doctor Who and wanting to know my opinions and stuff, even though I've not done a video in over a year. That's really nice. But worry not, I'll be streaming every Tuesday on Twitch and on here. Yeah, we get a little bit of a half an hour here on the pre-stream, talk about Doctor Who, but you're more than welcome to ask Doctor Who questions and all that sort of thing over on Twitch as well. I'm happy to have any sort of interactions and engagements you guys want over there, so I'm always keen to get more people involved. There's loads of stuff you can do on Twitch that you can't do on YouTube, hence why I stream over there. Lots of overlays you can do. I'll give you an example of one now while you're here. Let's unleash Walter. Oh, I can't do it. I'll do it on here. You can't do that on YouTube. I mean, you can, but I've decided not to. But yeah, that's why we do Twitch. It's a lot more engaging for viewers, so it's kind of a progression. And I work full-time now. I haven't got time to do videos. My job is also very YouTube orientated, so the last thing I want to do after work is come down and edit a video. But, you know, live streaming, I get to sort of chill, I get to talk to you guys, I can very much be myself. I can get back into the swing of things about presenting. I can kind of talk about what's going on in my life, advertise some of your stuff if you've got stuff going on, and then play some video games as well, because I never get a chance to do any of that, so that's fun. Yeah, but yeah, it's nice. It's a nice progression. So if you guys are interested, in about 10 minutes time we will be going over to Twitch. Not quite yet, don't worry. Still got some questions to answer. But if you want to follow the link in the chat, go and drop me a follow. We'll be going live over there in about 10 minutes. We'll be shutting down on YouTube, jumping over to Twitch, and we're going to play Portal 2 and continue to ask some of your guys' questions. Bloody hell, that was an awkward hiccup. I think Sarah Jane Adventures is funny for how bad the acting gets at certain times. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen snippets, and it's funny. Favourite Sarah Jane adventure episodes were the ones with the Doctor in as well. My favourite Sarah Jane episodes were the Death of the Doctor and the Curse of Clyde Langer. I can't remember the last one as much, but Death of the Doctor was fab. I got into Doctor Who through Lego Dimensions. That's great. I do love to hear that, actually. That's really cool, because you don't really hear that very often. That's a hell of a unique way to get into Doctor Who, so I do like that. DCS Media, hey George, great to see you back making content. Well, it's good to be back making content. It might not be as traditional in terms of video editing and scripting, but it is quite fun, and it's great to chat to you guys again and kind of listen to what you guys have to say. Are you going to do review videos on the 60th specials when they come out? It says Double T Matt. I genuinely won't be able to answer that until like November, when I actually work out what I want to do. It depends on what's going on in my life at the time. I'm not going to go back onto YouTube if it's going to just take over stuff. What I might do is I might do reviews on the live streams. So, like, for example, so every Tuesday, as I said, every Tuesday we go live on YouTube for half an hour before we go over to Twitch. So it might just be that in November, when the episode goes live over the weekend, come Tuesday, we'll start a live stream, and the first half an hour on YouTube will be a full, extensive review on all of my thoughts about the episode, before heading over to Twitch and playing some video games and chatting about it a little bit more. So I might not be doing traditional review videos, but I probably will be doing live streams around that time anyway. So yeah, we'll work out what it is. I think Children of Earth is the best series of Torchwood. A lot of people think that, and I think that's pretty valid, to be honest. I do like that. Have you ever done a Doctor Who cosplay? I'm hoping to cosplay as Tennant for the 60th. God. Maybe way back when, but I haven't done that sort of thing in a long, long time. But yeah, I think I definitely owned a tweed jacket at one point. Definitely did a bit of Matt Smith back in the day. What are your thoughts on the collection box sets? I think they're brilliant. And I'd love to get into them more. I haven't had the time to really watch most of the stories, but I do love them. I think they're brilliant, and I'm so glad we got them, and I'm so glad they keep coming out. It's just great. It's a great thing to have, honestly. So we're very lucky as a community to have that sort of thing. I also got into it through Lego Dimensions. That's sick. I have a funeral at 5:30, so I'm just popping out for half an hour. Then I'll be back. We'll be back over on Twitch, but you got no pressure. Bloody hell! Like, sorry to hear that, and hope you're all good. Double Team Matt says your reviews are the best. Appreciate that. Yeah, we always try. I just feel like I've kind of done that, and I feel like if I don't stop at some point, I'm just gonna always keep doing it. And I think I did do a lot of reviews, and I stopped, at Geordie's last episode. I feel like it was only fitting to do that. And to be honest, like, I'm not trying to like earn a living off YouTube, so I'm not going out there to make content for that. Like, it's just whether I want to or not, and it's just purely out of enjoyment, whatever I want to do. So that's all any of this is. It's for a hobby. So if I want to do it, I'll do it. If I don't, I don't. But I will talk about it at some point, probably on a live stream more than anything. But yeah, that's cool. I built a few Doctor Who things from Lego Dimensions. Set to the Evil of Daleks Emperor, Cyber King. Those are cool. Oh god, yeah. Funny seeing you trying to remember if you cosplayed. When I have vivid memories of your day at the Doctor and when we fell to Earth cosplay intros. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking more like Comic-Con cosplaying. I completely forgot about those videos. Those were great. Those were really great fun to film. I mean, I look back on some of them and it's a bit like, oh my god, that's so like cringe. But I have to say, like, I did enjoy making them at the time. I'm still mates with Cooper, who helped me film some of them. Some of them, all of them, really. They were a lot of fun, and it was a very early taste into me trying to do more filmmaking kind of things, actually script some stuff, whether it be funny or not. Yeah, they were fun. I remember that. We are a very lucky community in both making content online and in the official world. There's a Lego TARDIS, I don't know if you've seen. I have got the Lego TARDIS somewhere. I think I might have sold it at one point, but I did have it for a long time. It was very good. Very, very good set. Yeah, the Lego Dimensions has so many great Easter eggs and characters and references in there. Like, it was super impressive. You could tell it was made by a Doctor Who fan, for Doctor Who fans, really. Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. You should one day bring back Last of the Drunk Lords. God, yeah, that's a throwback. I would. I would in theory, but again, like, just kind of not really doing much content like that anymore, or content at all, really, in terms of like traditional videos and YouTube kind of stuff. But yeah, no, we haven't done one of those in a while. We did actually record 2 more of those that never ended up making it to YouTube, which is a bit of a shame. I think there was some corrupted files or audio or something like that, but they never made it to YouTube, and that was a bit of a shame because it was going to be a big kind of bonanza. I think it was End of Time Part 1 and 2, and one was going to release on Christmas Day and one was going to release on New Year's Day. We had it planned out very well. Just never came to be. I ran out of time to edit it, and it just kind of ended up disappearing into the ether, if you will, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, how did I get into Doctor Who? That's a good question. My dad watched it when he was younger, Tom Baker era. He kind of stopped watching around Peter Davison and Colin Baker when it's, but he watched when Tom Baker was the Doctor and loved it as a kid. He was more of a Star Trek guy, my dad, but when Doctor Who was coming back in 2005, I was only 4 years old, but he wanted to get me into it. I remember the first memory I have of Doctor Who was from the episode Dalek, when the Dalek was elevating up the stairs, and I was 4 years old. I saw it, screamed, ran upstairs, hated it, and then about a year later my dad actually got me into it properly, and then it went from there, really. It was, at the time, it was probably about 2006, so I was probably about 5 years old. We watched series 1 and 2 back to back, and then I was sort of caught up by the time the Christmas special came around. And Christmas 2006, The Runaway Bride, was the first kind of episode I watched, not live, but like along the time it came out. And then series 3, I just remember all of that hype. So for me, like David Tennant was my Doctor growing up. That was very much like my era, and that was very exciting. So yeah, I loved that. Can I ask you who your YouTube job is for? You can ask. I mean, I'm not going to be too specific. I don't know really what I don't even know what I can say, but I try not to associate with work outside of work, really, on like especially public platforms. But the information's like out there. I just don't like to actively share it. I work for a well-known children's entertaining brand, I guess you could say, who just has a lot of YouTube output. So that's basically what I do. But yeah, it's YouTube related, so I don't want to do that when I come home. Last of the Drunk Lords Lost episodes, yeah, well, it exists somewhere. It just disappeared off into the ether. All my recordings are fine. I think it was Jack's that was messed up a little bit. And also, we recorded that, you got to think, almost 3 years ago now, so that's very old and very outdated, and the references will probably be dead outdated as well. So even if we did edit it and release it, it probably wouldn't be any good. They were fun though, weren't they? They were a good little few episodes. We get like 5 or 6 of those, and they were all really fun. So I'm glad we did that. First got instructed who joined Series 7. I'm with Peter Capaldi, but never got to watch his episodes really, as I live in the US. I think my second ever word I said when I was a baby was Dalek. That's really sweet. George shit, I'm bound. The Donut Devil. Well, we're at past, so I feel like we'd better migrate. So if you're watching and you want to continue chatting about Doctor Who, I'm going to keep answering questions. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that come my way, give or take. So please do head over to twitch.tv /GBShared. Continue asking your questions over there. I'm going to shut down this live stream and I'm going to be going live on there in about a minute, 2 minutes, however long it takes me to set up the stream and get going. But I'll be over there very shortly and we'll be playing Portal 2 and answering more of your questions, including that question about university, which I will get back to, but I didn't want to waffle for too long. So do go to the Twitch chat and ask that and I will answer it over there. Head over there now, drop me a follow. Or if you haven't got an account, feel free to just watch. And yeah, see you over there.